Hello students, today we are going to read our grammar topic tenses. So, this video is all about tenses. Before moving further, let me ask you people, what do we mean by tense? A tense is a form taken by verb to show the time of an action. Basically, tenses can be defined as the form of verb which shows the time at which an event occurs and the degree of completeness or incompleteness of that event. There are three main tenses. First, present tense. Present tense refers to the things that are true when words are spoken or written or are generally true or for some language will be true in the future. Second, past tense. Past tense refers to the things that were true before the words were spoken or written. Third, future tense. Future tense refers to the things that will or might be true after the words are spoken or written. So, what we have learned? We have learned that tenses basically means time and it has three divisions: present, past and future. So we divide time into three different concepts: present, past and future. And we all know that it is a universal concept, and to specify the time of an action or being, different tenses or verbs are used. There are three types of tenses in English: present tense, past tense and future tense. These three tenses are further divided into four different kinds: indefinite, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. So in present we have present indefinite, or you can also say simple present. Second is present continuous or present progressive tense. Third is present perfect, and the fourth one is present perfect continuous. If I talk about past, again we have simple past or past indefinite, past continuous or past progressive, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Then future, simple future or future indefinite, future continuous or future progressive tense, future perfect and future perfect continuous. In this video, I am going to tell you about the present tense only. So, let us start the present tense. A verb that refers to present time is said to be in the present tense. The present tense has been divided into four parts: simple present or present indefinite tense, present continuous or present progressive tense, present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense. First is simple present tense. A simple present tense is used to describe habits, unchanging situations, general truths or fixed arrangements. These all are the uses of simple present tense. Before explaining you the use of simple present tense, let me give you the formation of these tenses. How we are going to form simple present tense? Affirmative, or you can say positive sentences. While forming as affirmative or positive sentences, we are supposed to take subject plus verb, in bracket we have s or es, plus object. Now you people are going to ask why I have kept s or es in bracket. But it is basically we are going to use s or es only with singular subjects. Clear? Only with singular subjects we are going to use s or es. again, if we recap about pronouns that we have learned in our class 3rd, 4th, 5th and so on, we come to know that we have 3 persons in pronouns. First person, second person and third person. In first person, we take I and we. In second person, it is you. And in third person, it is he, she, it, they. So out of these 7, we have got I, we, you and they as plural pronoun and he, she, it as singular pronoun. So out of these 7, we have 4 plural pronoun and 3 singular pronoun. So we are going to use S or ES only and only with singular pronouns, or you can say singular subjects like he, she, it, Ram, Sham, Geeta, etc. Clear? So the formation is subject plus verb, in bracket it is S or ES plus object. Okay? Now let me talk about negative sentences. Formation of negative sentences is subject plus don't or doesn't plus V1 plus object. Again the same rule implies here. We use don't with plural subject and doesn't with the singular one. Okay? With I, we, you and they, or boys, girls, children, students, parks, etc. we use don't. Always keep in mind we use don't with plural subject, and if I talk about doesn't, we use doesn't with singular subjects like he, she, it, animal, boy, girl, kite, etc. Clear? So again, negative sentences are formed by using subject plus don't or doesn't plus V1 base form of verb, that is first form of verb plus object. Clear? Now negative sentences. Negative sentences are always formed by placing helping verb before the subject. Just compare the positive one. It is subject plus verb plus object. Okay, this is the simple sentence. Subject plus verb plus object. But if I am talking about interrogative ones, we are going to use helping verb before the subject. Clear? And in simple present tense, which helping verb we are using? Yes, we are using don't and doesn't. So we are going to use do or does before the subject since it is only interrogative. If I will talk about negative and interrogative both, then I am going to use don't and doesn't. Clear? It is only negative. So it will be do/does plus subject plus V1 base form of verb, that is first form of verb plus object, and most important thing is question mark. If you are not placing question mark, it won't be called as interrogative sentences. Clear? So let me give you the examples of all these. Affirmative sentences, which are also known as positive sentences. Examples are I run fast. You run fast. He runs fast. Clear, bachcho? He runs fast. It is he and runs. That means with he we are going to use verb, and with verb S or ES. So we have used S here since he is singular person. She runs. It runs. They run fast. We run fast. Let us see negative sentences. I don't run fast. With I have used don't. You don't run fast. He doesn't run fast. With he I have used doesn't. Since it is negative, we are going to use not. And since we are doing simple present tense, so it will be do or does. Clear? He doesn't run fast. She doesn't run fast. It doesn't run fast. They don't run fast. We don't run fast. Interrogative sentences. Do I run fast? As I told you that the formation of interrogative sentences is we are going to use helping verb before the subject. So before I have used do. Since I am using I, so I have to use do. If I will be using he, she, Ram, Shan, then I am going to use does. Clear? So do I run fast? Interrogative mark. Do you run fast? Question mark. Does he run fast? Question mark. Does she run fast? Question mark. Does it run fast? Question mark. Do they run fast? Question mark. Do we run fast? Question mark. Next is present continuous tense. This tense is also known as present progressive tense. Now, present continuous or progressive, it means the work which is going on. It shows us the thing which is actually going on. So, when we are going to use this kind of tense or when we are going to use present continuous tense is used to describe a continued or ongoing action of the present. The action which is going on at the time of speaking, we are going to use present continuous tense in that case. Okay. So before moving further to the formation, let me give you the usage. To express actions that are happening now. Example, he is playing tennis. For changing situations. The climate is getting hotter each year. To express actions that are planned. He is watching movie with his friend next Sunday. To express time, we are performing. Let us go for the formation of the sentences. Let us see how these sentences are formed. Since it is continuous form, we are going to use ing. Students, please keep one thing in mind. Whatever is the tense, whether it is present, past or future, if it is continuous, that means V1 plus ing. This is the most important thing that we are going to use. If it is continuous, we are always going to use first form of verb plus ing. Now only the helping verbs change. If it is present, it will be is, am, are. If it will be past, it will be was or verb. If it is future, it will be or shall be. Okay. So since we are dealing in this video only with the present tense, so in present continuous tense, for positive or affirmative sentences, we are going to use subject plus is, am, are, either of the three, either is or am or are, plus V1 plus ing. Now where to use is, where to use am and where to use are. Out of these three, let us separate am, because am is only and only going to be used with I. With I, we are going to use am. No other pronoun out of 7. Remember I told you in simple present tense, 7 pronouns, I, we, you, he, she, it, they. Please remember all the 7 pronouns in the same sequence. I, we, you, he, she, it, they. So out of these 7 pronouns, only and only with I, we are going to use am. Clear? And with singular subject, we are going to use is. Now what are singular subjects? Again I told you just a minute before. He, she, it or any name. For example, he is, she is, it is, boy is, girl is, Amit is, Sohan is. Clear? So with singular subject we are going to use is. And if I talk about the plural one, we are going to use helping verb are. Clear? We are, they are, you are, children are, boys are, animals are, kites are. Clear? So let us see the example. He is playing football. Let us see the negative formation. For negative we are going to use not. Okay? So it is subject plus is, am, are, either of the three, plus not, plus V1 plus ing plus object. Again rest of the part is same. Only we have to write not just after the helping verbs. Fine. Just after the helping verbs we are going to place not for the negative sentences. Rest all the rule is same. If it is singular then it will be is, he is not, she is not, it is not, Ram is not, Geeta is not, etc. If it is plural, they are not, we are not, you are not, children are not, girls are not, boys are not, like so on. And am, again, am is a special case. We give special treatment to am because it is only going to be used with personal pronoun I, right? I am not. Clear? So this is how we are going to make formation of the negative sentences. He is not playing football. They are not playing football. I am not playing football. So this is how we are going to frame negative sentences in present continuous tense. Next is interrogative sentences. Again, for interrogative sentences, we are going to use helping verb before the subjects. Please keep this in mind, helping verb before the subject. And at the end, yes, at the end we are going to place question mark. Very good. So helping verb before the subject and rest is same. Is MR plus subject plus V1 plus ing plus question mark. Let us see the formation. Is he playing football? Question mark. Are you playing football? Question mark. Am I reading a book? Question mark. Clear? Is she going there? Question mark. Are they coming here? Question mark. Like that we are going to make furthermore sentences with present continuous tense. So when we are going to use present continuous tense, we are going to use present continuous tense where an action or an event or an activity is going on at the time of speaking, first and the most important use, and second, simple present tense also denotes an action which is likely to happen in the near future. For that also we are going to use present continuous tense. In this slide we are going to learn about present perfect and present perfect continuous tense. Let me tell you about present perfect. Since the word shows perfect, so we are going to use perfect form of verb. That means V3. Clear? Always keep in mind, if it is perfect, only and only third form of verb is used. Like in continuous I told you, if it is continuous, it is only and only V1 plus ing. Very good. And since it is perfect, only and only third form of verb. Whether it is present or past or future, if the word perfect comes, always keep in mind that you are going to use third form of verb. And third form of verb never comes alone. So with which helping verbs we are going to use third form of verb? Has, have and had. Has and have in present and had in future. Okay. So let us see the formation. It is subject plus has or have plus third form of verb plus object. So if it is singular subject, we are going to use has. She has, he has, Ram has, Aman has, Arun has. Clear? If it is plural, we are going to use have. I have, you have, they have, we have, boys have, children have, animals have. Clear? Along with this, third form of verb is always used. Always keep in mind, else your formation will be totally wrong. Again, it's very simple. Now if I talk about negative, so we are only going to add not with the helping verb, right? So the formation of negative sentences will be subject plus has slash have plus not plus third form of verb. Clear? She has not. He has not. I haven't. We haven't. Ram hasn't. They haven't. Children haven't. Clear? So with all these forms again, we are going to use third form of verb as we are dealing with perfect tense, and that too present perfect. Clear? So let us see the, I have missed the interrogative one also. Let us quickly revise the interrogative rules. I think by now you all have learnt, or you all have understood how we are going to form interrogative sentences. For interrogative sentences, we are supposed to place helping verb before the subject, right? So what is the helping verb here? Has and have. Very good. So we are going to place has and have before the subject. So what will be the rule? Has slash have plus subject plus third form of verb plus object. Great. And instead of full stop, we are going to use interrogative mark. Very good. Question mark. Clear? Let us see where we are going to use present perfect tense. First is for finished actions. For finished actions, that means present perfect tense expresses an action that has been completed. For example, the kids have played for 2 hours. Another example could be the respective navies have completed their bilateral exercise. Next use is for permanent actions. I have taught English for 12 years. I have taught English for 12 years. Next is emphasize the result of an action. This is very important. When we emphasize, or you can say present perfect tense denotes a past time the result of which is incontinuous, or the result of which we can still feel. For example, he has repaired the car. My sister has lived in Delhi for 10 years. Next is present perfect tense also indicates how much or how many. Example, it has taken 6 years to write this book. So the person has taken 6 years to write this book. This is what they mean to say. Fine. Let us move to present perfect continuous. Again, there is a battle between perfect and continuous. Since this tense is a mixture of both, so rules of both the tenses are going to be combined. First is this perfect, present perfect continuous. So which word is coming first? Perfect. So if I am taking perfect first, so rule of has or have. Clear? Just now we have read for perfect we use has or have. And continuous means V1 plus ing. Right now I told you with has, have or had, we are going to use only and only third form. Fine. But in the last slide, when I was teaching you present continuous tense, in that slide I told you that whenever it is continuous, we are going to use V1 plus ing. Yes. So what we are going to do in this, since it is perfect tense, if it is perfect, has and have, and we know that with has and have we are always going to use third form of verb, but it is also continuous. Fine, since the name is present perfect continuous, so we are going to use V1 plus ing also. So the rule for the present perfect continuous will be subject plus has have. With has have, third form of verb, so it will be been, and since it is continuous, it will be V1 plus ing. Clear? So the rule is subject plus has or have plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. One more thing please keep in mind, it is for and since. We are going to use prepositions since and for present perfect continuous tense. And let me tell you, we use since with the point of time at which an action started. We use since for the point of time at which an action started. For example, people have been benefiting from the government's insurance scheme since its inception. I have been living in Delhi since 1956. So for point of time we always use since. If I talk about for, so we are going to use for with the period of time during which the action continued. Point of time we use since, for period of time we use for. For example, I have been teaching in this institution for 4 years. He hasn't come to my home for 7 days. Clear? So when I am talking about period of time, I am going to use for. Let us see how we are going to use it in negative and interrogative sentences. It's very simple now. In negative, we are going to place not just after the helping verb. So the formation will be subject plus has slash have plus not plus been plus V1 plus ing. And for interrogative, it will be has plus have, has slash have plus subject plus been plus V1 plus ing, and then object, and then at the end it will be question mark. Yes. Let us see where we are going to use it. We are going to use present perfect continuous tense for the unfinished actions. That means the actions which have started in somewhere in the past and they are still going on. The kids have been playing since morning. Clear? The kids have been playing since morning. The kids started to play in the morning and maybe it is 12 or maybe it is afternoon or evening and they are continuously playing. That is why it has been termed as perfect and continuous. And since the work is going on in front of our eyes, it means it is continuous. So the example is the kids have been playing since morning. Next is for temporary actions. I have been teaching this class for 1 hour. It has been over 1 hour that I have been teaching this class. So this is the temporary action. And the next is to emphasize the duration of the action. For example, he has been repairing the car for 2 hours. Started before 2 hours and even at this time the action is going on. It also indicates how much or how many in an ongoing process. He has been studying English for 2 months. Again, the same thing. Basically, the present perfect continuous tense is used to express an action or an event or an activity that started in the past and continues in the present, and especially with the time reference. This is very important, kids. With the time reference we are going to use present perfect continuous tense. And what will be the time reference? With the words since or for. Very important to note, with the words since and for. I have already told you that we use preposition since with the point of time and for with period of time. Understood? I hope the present tense is clear to all. Thank you for watching.